So guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Awei or Awei T56 ANC. This is actually a product that was sent to me through the company. Full transparency so you know what you're getting into when watching this video. Now it does have IPX6, so it has some type of water resistance. Not sure how resistant it is because, you know, each product is different based on the manufacturer, but it is what it is. You do have water resistance, and that's with the buds themselves, not the actual case. 5 hours of playtime in terms of battery life with videos and music, and you get a talk time of 4 hours. Time to charge the case is about 2.5 hours, and you get about 1.5 hours to fully charge the buds when inside the case when they're fully dead. Now, outside of that, it does have active noise cancellation and quite a few other features. You don't need any app support because everything is done on the outside of the screen. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's hop right into this video and see if this is worth the asking price. So this is the unboxing experience right here, which I think the box is pretty nice. You'd be surprised. A lot of companies don't actually do this anymore. They kind of give you that tiny small box, which is fine. It doesn't really make a difference. But anyway, as soon as you pop this open, if you notice right here, these are all the functions of the actual buds themselves. It has music control, which actually does work, noise reduction, sound customization, time settings, which I don't really, it's time settings, I guess. I don't know. You have the flashlight function, which the flashlight works on the case. If you're wondering if it worked, like it turned your phone's flashlight on, no. The case has its own flashlight. Lock screen brightness, lock screen wallpaper, which you have a couple to choose from, and actual volume adjust. Now the volume adjust actually works the same as that way your headset would. I'm sorry, not your headset. Your phone would if you make the volume go up and down. So we'll try that in another section. Of course, as soon as you open this up with the unboxing experience, this will be covered in plastic, just so you know. And this is the screen right here. I already have it powered on, though with the physical power button on the bottom right here, right next to the USB-C. Surprisingly, you can still use these headphones with the case turned off if you don't want to use all the touch features, which I think is a nice touch to the headset, though, you know, I don't really see the point of having a physical power button, especially if this is the whole purpose of the headset. Now, you do have the large and small tips right here. The mediums are already in the buds themselves. You do actually have a USB-C cable, very, very small cable. So if you want to use your Apple cable or your Anchor or whatever USB-C cable you have, because this charges 5 watts, it shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. And lastly, this is what you have to pay attention to. This is actually the booklet right here, which I'm going to show you guys everything inside the booklet in a moment. But it's actually underneath this. So make sure you pull this out when you purchase this device. Now, I'm going to put this to the side. Oh, shaky cam, shaky cam. Let me stop that right there. And let's look at the instructions for right now. So make sure I get the English side, because that is what I speak. There we go. So for anyone interested in this, what you're going to do, I'm going to just show you this real fast. And it might be a little glare, so I do apologize for that. But here's the introduction. Then you have the overview of the buds. Make sure you pause the video for this part and screenshot it or do whatever you need to do in case you lose the, you have this and you don't have the actual instructions. And over here you have the how to use, how to set up, how to use. Specifications are right over here. So it looks like it tells you to support Bluetooth 5.4, 5 volts, all the stuff I said in the earlier part of the video, though the driver is 10mm drivers. So, you know, it's not too bad. Obviously, it depends on the type of speakers and technology they use, because 10mm drivers can sound very, very good. We already talked about this, IPX6. Level sweat proof. All right. Low power consumption, super compatibility. Oh, okay. But no, all jokes aside, that's pretty much this section right here. So let me just show you the buds themselves now. So these are the buds right here. And to be honest, I actually find them pretty interesting for the most part. Granted, there are different buds out there like the JBLs that are like $199, where the touchscreen is a lot more responsive. But so far, this touchscreen isn't bad. Like, I haven't had any slip-ups so far. It works pretty well. So anyway, let's go over some of the features. Right here, you have the music. You can actually change songs from this. So if you have like some form of music player, you can pause, go backwards, change songs, things like that from the outside of the case. Though realistically, I did find myself using my phone more to change music. Some people will use the case. It depends on your preference. So this is available to do so. You do have on the outside of this case, you have the how charged the case is right here. Let me get the glare out of there. How charged the case is, along with the left button and the right button being at 100%. And then it also shows the current time, which in fact it is 8:29 of me recording this part of the video. Though, in case you're wondering, I have had the buds for a little while, so everything's being recorded at a certain time. Anywho, on screen time, you have the option to switch between 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 5 minutes. If you're wondering what this section is, basically it's on-screen time for the outside screen. Some people want the screen to stay lit up in case they want to, make some changes or are indecisive for a little bit so you can see it and go from there. You also have the option to just tap this at the bottom and it'll basically lock the case. So there you go. Right now you have the volume limit. Now the volume limit does work, but I don't have a headset currently connected. So if you try to tap it or do anything, it'll say, please connect headphones. So while I'm playing music, it will up the volume of the headset like in your personal phone, and you won't have to pull out your phone in order to change the volume. So for the person out there that likes using a case, or you work a particular job where you can't pull your phone out, but you have your headset in, this case will work well for you in that regard. Now, if you go over to the next section, go over here, you have ambient sound, which is over here. You have regular, and then you have ANC. This is how you switch between the modes. There is no application itself, so keep that in mind. Everything will be done from the case itself. You have the equalizer, which you can change the equalizer settings to different ones, but for right now, we're not going to do that. Just a couple equalizers, it's not like it's 20 of them or anything like that. So temper your expectations. Screen brightness has high, low, and dark. I keep it on high so it's easy to see. And quite frankly, the case does hold a pretty decent charge, so I don't have any issues with leaving the screen on. I never power it off. That's just me, what I do. Lock screen wallpapers. You have the option to actually change the wallpapers for the lock screen. And if you're wondering what the lock screen is, it's when you power it on and you hit this button. Basically, you swipe over and then it's unlocked. So it doesn't seem to have any custom wallpapers because, again, you can't transfer wallpaper from your phone to the headset because there's no application support. But I mean, it does. I don't really care about lock screen wallpaper personally. I know some people will, but I'm more interested in the actual experience of the headset. Spatial audio. Now, what I will say is with spatial audio, it doesn't work as well as it says. Like, I do feel like the music suffers a little bit when I switch over to spatial audio. I prefer it on the regular music mode, and it works perfectly fine. You also have a gaming mode over here, which works pretty well for the most part. But outside of that, it's really just for sounds. It's not like an actual dedicated gaming mode that switches over for connectivity, better connectivity. It's all about quality of sound. Right here, you have Find My Buds, which it will make a little noise if the earbuds are connected, where you can actually find them. You have a flashlight. I want to turn that on for you, look. And the screen just turns to a flashlight. So in reality, I don't know why they have a flashlight. It seems like a waste of time, but it's an interesting feature. I mean, maybe the next iteration will be a little bit better. You can change the language right here. I have it English UK. That's the standard default. And then you also have a stopwatch. So it does have quite a few features. Not saying you're going to use all of the features that it currently has, but it is available for that person out there that likes customization and tinkering. So I want to show you guys how to actually sync this headset. Not hard at all. Just going to go ahead and unlock my phone. I'm going to go to the Bluetooth settings like I normally do. And there's normally two ways to sync a Bluetooth, in case you guys are wondering. Some companies basically allow you to open up the case and automatically sync it. So that's what we're going to try. Now, if you notice, this popped up immediately, the Awei T56 ANC. Now, the reason why it popped up so fast is because you can actually sync these while they're inside the case, which is great. Other earbuds, you might have to pull it outside of the case, but now we know. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this one right here. All right, it's going to ask me if I want to pair with it, which I do. For Apple users, see this where it says, allow Bluetooth messages, ANC wants access to your messages. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this for video purposes, but personally, I don't see a point of doing that. Really, it's more of a situation where certain headphones can read back text messages to you, or I don't know. I feel like that's kind of evasive to ask me for my text messages, but it is what it is. Now, if you look at the case, notice that this is blue right here. It means that it's synced and connected to the phone. So if I close this up, See if it disappears. Yep, it disappears. Then when I open it back up, see if it reappears. Just give it a second. Because it is connected technically. No, you don't want to pop back up? That's okay. Let me go ahead and just tap it and see if it connects. I might have to end up taking it out of the case moving forward. Let me just double check. Yeah, so it connected. And it's, what's going on, buddy? Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. So it is reconnected. Yep, and the blue little symbol pops back up. Like, you got me worried there for a second. So yes, that is the sync process right there. Very simple, very easy if you follow these steps. So let's talk about the quality of the music before I go into the features itself. Now, that's one of the good things about the headset is the quality of the music. I think the bass is decent enough. It sounds pretty good. It's booming. It doesn't break up. Even when I turn up the volume for this particular headset, it doesn't suffer with breakage. But hold your horses. I will say that the clarity isn't quite there. You know how sometimes you get certain headphones and it says HD or HD and clear calls and all these things. I don't feel like the music quality is as clear as it should be. Like, granted, a lot of headphones have that grainy effect where the louder you turn it up, you notice that it's like this, it's like not a sizzling noise, but it's like you can tell that it could be clearer if it had better drivers. That's what's really holding this headset back, in my opinion. Though I will say that the vocals sound good, the bass sounds pretty good. Other aspects of the headset, it's just average all around the board. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't really have anything bad to say about the sound profile, except it just doesn't stand out with all the other reviews that I'm doing on a regular basis. It doesn't overpower JLabs or Soundcords or anything like that to be a standalone device that you will want to replace those with, but it is a decent alternative in my opinion. Now, when it comes to the actual features itself, let me try to get this out of here so you guys can see that, because I'm recording this on my computer while screen recording this. Not screen recording, recording off a different camera. You can actually change the songs and music. Let me show you. When I hit play. Wait for it to play first. Now I don't want to play. Cool. All right, there we go. Now it's playing. Oh. All right, it's playing. So I'm going to change the song. You see how long it took to change? Tap it again. Now if I tap it twice, will it change? It's fine. See what I'm saying? So the touchscreen on this, in my opinion, isn't super responsive at all. When I'm trying to change songs, it fails. Like, sometimes it lags, sometimes it changes almost immediately after well, that's not immediate, more like a second or two, then it finally changes the song. Other times I'll tap it twice and it'll skip 2 songs. So it normally registers your touches. I just don't see this as being a good standalone device to use instead of just pulling out your phone and changing the song itself. If you're in a gym or something and you tap this and change the song, I'm sure you'll be fine. But for everyday use, it's just not very practical in my opinion. Now, over here, you have the option to change the volume up and down while the headset is currently connected. As you can see that little blue symbol right there. It looks like headphones, and that shows that it is currently connected. You do have the option for ambient sound. So right now it's on music mode. Over here, you have the ANC, which surprisingly, the ANC on this is actually very good. Now, I've walked around the house. I went outside. It's not as strong as the obviously parent companies like Galaxy and AirPods and stuff like that, but I do think it does a good job of narrowing down a lot of noises that go on outside, whether it's an air conditioner. I hear it all the time, my neighbors, stuff like that. I'll turn on my air conditioner for a test, turn these on, and it does block out a lot of the sound. It won't drown out a complete vacuum cleaner, but it does make it where it's muffled, where you can still hear your music at a lower octave, meaning you don't have to turn the volume up in order to block out sound behind you, because the ANC is decent enough to block out sound. Now, this is where the headset suffers, in my opinion. Well, the next section, not equalizer, but the spatial audio. Right here, you have the option between, oh, here we go. Custom, Village, Jazz, Classical, Prevalent, Acid Rock, and Normal. Those are the equalizer settings. So Again, for the person out there thinking that you could download an application, no, everything is done from the case itself. That's why I'm showing you all these features and actual usage. Right here, we have the spatial audio. Now, here's the problem with this. If you're using this for spatial audio, you are wasting your time. It sounds awful for spatial audio. Though I do want to say if you leave it on music mode or gaming mode, it sounds perfectly fine. To be honest, I didn't see a huge difference between music and gaming mode when it came to my listening or gaming experience or connectivity issues. So I'm not sure if that actually affects connectivity or if it's just more so strictly for sound profiles. But if you switch it over here to spatial audio, it'll actually say something letting you know that it's on, and you'll notice a dramatic difference in the quality of your songs. And I don't mean that in a positive way. So in my opinion, just leave it on normal and you should be perfectly fine. You do have the option for Find My Buds. I'm going to take this out of my ear because it's going to beep. I'm going to tap L again. Not sure if you can hear that. I have it in the microphone. So yeah, it does actually work. So finding your buds, I'm actually good. I'm happy that they actually made it this way, because a lot of times when you have Find My Buds, it's this extra low whistle that you can barely find it. This one is loud enough where you can definitely hear it if you're inside of a different room. I tried it. It was actually, I put it inside the couch, and granted, the noise was very muffled where I barely heard it in couch cushions, but it was louder than a lot of other earbuds when it comes to the Find My feature. So I do appreciate that, but just make sure that you don't click that while they're in your ear, because it could pierce your ears and hurt it. But outside of that, I mean, the headset works very well. I don't have any issues whatsoever in terms of just music quality and stuff. Granted, yes, I've had other headphones that have different qualities and specifications. And again, this isn't something that, I'm not going to say it's not something that I would personally use, because I don't mind using stuff like this. I might go running and jogging and just need to grab a quick headset or something like that. But, you know, I do feel like the outside case is a tad bit gimmicky, though it does work. If they can make this more responsive to outside screen, I think that this can definitely be a pretty good seller. But that's just my personal opinion. Actually, let me stop this part of the video and move on. So to answer the question whether these are actually worth the asking price, I have a mixed review. So let me just be honest here. These are $45.99. Now, I don't think there's a sale going on. If it is, there's nothing wrong with that if you can get it for a little bit cheaper. But when you're selling something for $45, nearly $50, you got to look at the landscape of headphones out there. Soundcore by Anchor is selling headphones with full features for $39, $40, $50. So again, this is going to be a hard sell for someone that is in the headphone market, in my opinion. Though granted, the case does have touch controls, which I will say that is an upgrade to a lot of earbuds, because a lot of earbuds don't really have that feature. But the flip side of the conversation is that how well does it actually work though? I mean, you've seen it for yourself, so you know how responsive the touch is. I can't fake or lie to you and tell you something that's not true, especially when you can see it in the video and view it yourself. I don't think that these are bad headphones, but I do think that there could be a lot of improvements that are necessary in order for it to run smoother. Now, whether this company works with me again is, I don't know. But again, when it comes to the people that watch this channel, I like being transparent. It does have some decent features. The quality of sound is good enough, though the battery life, in my opinion, is a little lacking. The case touchscreen can definitely be better. I feel like that they didn't put super effort into the actual touchscreen responsiveness. Like, you got to check these things out when you sell a product, especially if you're trying to up the price. You got to make sure that it's worth actually purchasing. But again, for anyone that has used this company, Awei or Awei, however you say the name, apologize if I got it wrong. Just want to go ahead and say that it wasn't a bad experience, but it also wasn't a great one when it came to the actual software of the case itself and the responsiveness of the case. Though the headphones and the music quality did actually exceed my expectations, which is a good thing. I mean, they're not bad quality headphones, though when you're going to that $50 range, again, when you're at $50, $60, $70 don't seem that bad, especially when it's a brand that you heard of and you trust. So hopefully you guys keep that in mind and watch this video and you know, like the feedback. Anyway, like and subscribe like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.